Assalamualaikum. Today I want to present about the halal issue on Cadbury. My name is Sharifah Kuratul Aini binti Syed Elian Syed Yahya. My matrix number is 2018653284. We move on to the table content. In the table content for the first chapter is introduction, which is the definition and of halal and company background. In the second chapter, I'll talk about the issue in halal of Cadbury. For the third chapter, I'll talk about the opportunities where there are competitive of other halal chocolate makers. And for the last one is I'll talk about the recommendation and conclusion where Cadbury should hire more halal executives. For definition of halal, under Sharia law, products that contain pork or porcine are not considered halal, and Muslims should not consume those products because as such they are not considered halal. According to Department of Information Malaysia, most producers must only use halal ingredients because over 61.8% of their population is Muslim, and producers want to abide to their religious prohibitions which include pork entirely. Increase of empirical studies on have halal increase with the growth with the halal sector. Jakim always has play a vital role in defending Muslim customer in Malaysia, and it is always up to Jakim to ensure that they are searching for halal goods as the Sharia demand for. There are other organizations that give halal certificate that are recognized by JAKIM such as Majlis Ulama Indonesia, MUI, and Central Islamic Council of Thailand. For company background of Cadbury is John Cadbury opened his first shop in 1824. At the age of 22, he managed to sell mustard and hop along with the cocoa drinking chocolate. With the rising sales of cocoa and drinking chocolate, Cadbury has rented a warehouse which is used as a factory. In 1921, Cadbury became an international company where he managed to open his first factory in Tasmania, which is followed by Canada, Dublin, South Africa, and Malaysia in 1970. However, according to Cadbury, in 2010, their private limited company was acquired by the Kraft Food and they split into Mondelez International. Mondelez Malaysia is also a part of Mondelez International. The product from this company has been certified with halal by Jakim since 2004. To ensure that the product is halal, Cadbury are ensuring the supplier to pass the quality expectation based on halal assurance management standard and food safety and quality towards all products that have been produced. Cadbury will be able to convince Muslim community and the safety of the product either in terms of halal ingredient and also halal throughout the production process. Unfortunately, in May 2014 has become a nightmare for Mondelez Malaysia where they are facing the controversy about the halal status of Cadbury. The case began as the social media posts go viral due to report leakage which reveal two types of Cadbury chocolate are tainted with porcine DNA. We'll move on to the issue in Cadbury Halal. For the issue, there are porcine DNA in the Cadbury chocolate. In Malaysia, the chocolate maker Cadbury has recalled two items after a regular search on non-halal substances that have been met for traces of pig DNA. The Malaysian Ministry of Health, Datuk Sri S. Subramaniam, said that the Cadbury has purposely withdrawn two of its items from the shelf. The Ministry of Health performed experiment and reported on two pork traces in Cadbury over the weekend. Recalls have been ordered for Cadbury Dairy Milk Hazelnut and Cadbury Dairy Milk Rose Almond that are available in supermarkets throughout Malaysia. Pork DNA traces were found during a periodic non-halal component control in the goods by the country Ministry of Health. Since there are found that is a non-halal ingredient, it was said to have pulled the Cadbury Dairy Milk Hazelnut and Dairy Milk Almond Rose products from the multinational British firm that are owned by Mondelez International. The public needed to know whether it was an accidental contamination or whether there were other chocolate ingredients that are not labeled. Unfortunately, according to New Straits Times, before there could be an official announcement on the social media, the report was leaked. According to Reuters, the Ministry of Health said that the products taken from the store were tested and that after the department have left the factory, product could be exposed to porcine DNA. However, the result from previous tested seems to be contradict with new tests by the Islamic Development Department JAKIM as a part of Malaysian government. Next, we'll move on to the opportunity for Cadbury. Chocolate is a popular food and beverage snack for customers in all ages. The truth is that Islam has a strict guidance and principle for the use of goods and service. After Cadbury was official again about their company become halal, they can strive again to gain their sales and expand their market along with the other halal chocolate maker. Since there are a lot of chocolate producer company existed, such as Cadbury product, they can participate in the producing the chocolate for Muslim consumer, particularly if they sell their chocolate from supermarket where it is easy to grab by the customer, which pack their chocolate will reduce by their substitution product by competitors such as Hershey and Van Houten. They can regain the power to compete as Cadbury signature milk chocolate is one of the Malaysian favorite when it is proved as they are one of the best milk chocolate on the Malaysian market today. Once they get the Halal certificate, they can regain the Muslim attention on their product where they can introduce more products showing that they care for the Halal restriction in centering their good to the customer. As a result, introduction of technology in Cadbury consumer packaging improved the product appearance, and by improving the consumer will become more appealing to the product such as Cadbury Dairy Milk Marvelous Creation. The business will exploit the excellent strategies to improve the customer base, particularly to customers to increase their sales. In comparison, Cadbury has several chocolate bar competitors such as Godiva, M&M, and Ferrero, where they have to deal with other halal chocolate producing firms. These manufacturers also same with the Cadbury as they serve chocolate for Muslim customers. All that JAKIM Halal certificate and customers trust that are allow them to compete to satisfy customer by providing their best different types of products. Next, we'll move on to the recommendation for Cadbury. Malaysia has been named after the growth of the halal industry, which is popular in the global halal market, particularly in the food sector. The growth of the halal industry in Malaysia demonstrates that a good potential is rising revenue by pursuing business prospects for halal goods on this market. According to New Straits Times, CEO Hairul Arifin Sahari said that by generating greater demand, expected export market and the growth of the national halal ecosystem, Malaysia could theoretically add 20 billion in export value per year that are currently $10 billion per year. Since there are increasing growth in halal market, Cadbury could secure and strengthen their company by hiring more halal executive. There should be more halal executive in the supply chain to support Cadbury if there are anything happen in the future, such as if they are accused that they are not halal, such as Starbucks, that has been accused as much as 6 times of having pork substance in their beverages. In order to maintain halal industrial demand, including performing public relation and marketing campaign, we need to encourage and improving the expertise of halal advisor. Furthermore, this is a competitive advantage if they hire more halal executives. Thus, it is not shocking that many of the world leading food firms like McDonald's, KFC, Pizza Hut have been a major players in the halal market. There is other that implement the halal advisors such as Ajinomoto Malaysia Berhad. Having a halal executive is essential as the Cadbury need to always up to date with the basic know-how and needs in halal. In conclusion, the issue of trust has reflected the importance of halal certificate to all Muslim consumers. With the arising issue of Cadbury halal status, it has triggered all of the Muslim. The progress of the cooperation on crisis preparation in Cadbury Malaysia has acknowledged the Islam's strength in every area of Malaysian culture. Once this was understood and a strategic plan developed, Cadbury Malaysia and the Malaysian government actually managed an engagement of Malaysian Muslim audience to collaborate successfully towards a common contact goals. It is Cadbury's obligation to respect all applicable hygiene and halal laws and have means equipping itself with modern expertise and growing their abilities to handle these activities and practices. JAKIM has to be strict as its goal to encourage foreign investment to become a developed country by positioning Malaysia as global halal center. It will be therefore important for Malaysia to reassess its approach to diverse stakeholders internally in order to benefit from its international as Islamic country. That's all for me. Thank you for watching my presentation.